you've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything like that before?
Well, you must have been in the locker room when I was talking. That's, yeah, I've been in the league as a coach or assistant coach for 17 years. I've never seen or been a part of that big of a turnaround. It was, night and day. How we played in that third quarter, especially the first, 5 minutes. I think we held them scoreless for the first 5 minutes, got into the game. What was a 17-0 run or 19-0 run, I think it was. Just remarkable turnaround.
What was halftime like? You take us into the halftime. Were you angry at them, or were you looking at to give them a specific message about how to get back into the game? What changed the way they played?
Well, it was all our defence. We were behind the 8 ball. We weren't doing what we were supposed to do. We had no pressure on the ball. They were getting open looks, and what we pride ourselves on, we took shortcuts. And if you don't play at that level, you're going to get beaten in this professional level. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It was, our defence really picked up at the start of the third. Then we got points from our defence, and then got on a roll. And then BC said, "Don't sub me out," and I said, "I'm not." Keep going. So it was, we were able to get some scores down the other end.
Bryce, when did it feel realistic to you that you might be able to get that deficit back?
It's always realistic, just because, we had a whole second half to play, and it's a game of runs. And, with a big lead like Adelaide, what they had, we weren't going to get it back in 1 or 2 plays. So we knew it would be a slow grind, but it had to be right out the gate going into the second half.
So did the players sort of get together and talk about it themselves as well as Trev giving you the speech? Or how does that sort of dynamic work when you're so far down, you know that you guys have to do it? Do you talk about it yourselves first?
I mean, yeah, we don't just sit around and wait for, Trev to tell us stuff. Obviously, we already knew what he was going to say, and, rightfully so. He gave us an earful, and we needed to hear that, but we gave ourselves an earful as well before he got in there, because it didn't take rocket science to see all the bad things we were doing out there in the first half.
Kane, you can go next.
Trevor, I just wanted to ask, I know before the NBL Cup there was question marks. Is this good for the league? What is this? How is this going to play out? You've got through it now. It's been obviously a big few weeks. How would you assess it? I know it's only a few minutes after. I guess you guys won. I guess that is a positive.
Yeah, well, from our perspective, just being on the road, I think it's 7 weeks tomorrow we've been on the road. It's good that we can play. Number one, that we were in one place and we could get some rhythm with our training, because it was stop and start all the way through the start. So, the Cup was great for us, just to get into flow and rhythm with each other, and some synergy out on the court that, takes a longer period of game. If you're playing 8 games, it could be over a 6 or 2 months period, 6 or 8 weeks. So to play those 8 games in a short amount of time, 20 odd days or whatever it is, and the guys enjoy it where they're playing and not practicing, and it's like an NBA schedule. So it was it was great for us.
Well, I guess back to this game, and I know you already hinted to it where Bryce kind of suggested that he wanted to stay on the floor. You've seen it countless times over the years, but when you get in a situation like that and he's rolling the way he's rolling, what are you thinking from a coach's perspective as you see him take over a game like that?
Yeah, it's great. It's just make sure all the pieces are right, because they're going to trap him or they're going to rotate and limit his opportunities. Then we wanted to put, Jesse in a good position that he could shoot the 3, or John in a good position where he's posting up. So we had counters ready for it, and that's we're smart enough. And Bryce is unselfish. He doesn't force it. He lets the game come to him, but he also takes over when he needs to. And that's why he's such a great player.
Just from an opposition coach's standpoint, I mean, you go up against a guy like Josh Giddey who, game by game is improving. He had 10 assists in the first half. What is it about the way that he plays and the way he controls the offense that makes him a difficult player to guard?
Yeah, and look, he dropped 4 threes, I think, today as well. So if he puts that outside shooting to his game, obviously he's tall, he can handle the ball, he can rebound, and he's got the court smarts out there. So, it's the first time I've seen seen Josh playing against man, and he looks like he's 24, not 18.
And for you, Bryce, I'll ask you a similar question. There was that 1-3 that you hit. I think there was around 3 minutes left. That you had Josh out on the island. You were looking at him in the face. You knocked down the 3 right in front of him. He went down the other end, hit one, then you came back. How did you enjoy that little back and forth with him? I guess this is, again, one of the first times you've seen him up close as well.
Honestly, I didn't really notice it as a back and forth. Just so locked into the game, trying to claw ourselves back into it and get a win. So I guess those things kind of happened. But yeah, I was oblivious to it because I was pretty locked in tonight. But he's a very good player, and he's got a lot of potential, to say the least.
Thanks, Alex.
Guys, from a trophy perspective, there's an expectation that when you guys go out to win championships, and this trophy is a mid-season one. But Bryce, what do you think it says to the competition that when there's any sort of silver on the line, you guys went and have a crack at it? And do you think this sends a message about the rest of the year to everybody now?
I'm not sure. I don't really care about what message or how other teams perceive us. We just got to be focused on doing what we need to do, and the results take care of themselves. One of the things we talked about tonight, even though we had already won the cup, that was irrelevant. We wanted to go out that second half and play the right way, bring our energy, and if we end up losing the game by 10, so be it. But we wanted to play the right way. We were just fortunate to string a lot of wins together while we were out here.
Talk about, Bryce, the running onto the court and seeing all the families on the big screen. When did you know that was coming? Or was that just a sprung on you and a nice surprise to finish what's been a bloody long time away from home?
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. Last thing I was expecting to see, and we were the first team out here. We got here like February 1st, and for us to have the very last game and have that surprise of seeing our families on the big screen. That was very refreshing.
Whose idea was it, Trev?
Yeah, front office. It's great to have that. We're looking forward. It's hard being away from your family and your loved ones. So it's the guys are going to enjoy when we get back tomorrow.
The walls in the hotel being decorated, that sort of stuff. How important is that? Feeling like you're in your own sort of club room and having that support. Is that really important for this entire 6 weeks?
Yeah, look, it's been great. Even the lift comes down and all the other players from other teams see it. But just to us, as soon as the doors open up, it feels like home. The warmth, the hotel staff have been fabulous, putting all our herograms up on the wall, and did a couple the other day, and we got together as one, and our values. It's been priceless and made it a very memorable trip.
And just finally, what does this do for a platform for heading into the next part of the year, to have all these wins behind you now, the success you've had as a group? Where can you take it from here and make the most of this past 6 weeks?
Yeah, obviously we want to make the playoffs and get there as soon as we can, and then establish ourselves a good position. It's a very long season. We've got 36 games. We're 13 games into it, so we've still got a long way to go. But, it's great to build on this momentum that we had here, and hopefully we can do that at the RAC Arena on Friday night.